In many places, people were very scared of strange creatures. They said these things lived in forests, mountains, or deep underground. Some looked like animals, others like something else. For years, people thought these were just stories. But later, signs were found, bones, carvings, and even scientific proof. These creatures might sound like myths, but some of them were real. Number 7. Mapinguari. You've probably never heard of it outside the Amazon, but the Mapinguari is one of the most feared creatures in South American folklore. For centuries, indigenous tribes described a giant beast covered in thick, reddish fur, standing upright like a man, with terrifying claws and a stench so foul it could knock you out before it attacked. Legends say it has backward-facing feet to confuse hunters and a gaping mouth on its belly that emits a horrible, bone-chilling roar. It lives deep in the rainforest, where sunlight barely reaches the ground, making it almost impossible to find. Some believe it's a guardian of the jungle, while others claim it's a predator that once hunted humans. What's fascinating is that these stories might be echoes of a creature that really existed. Scientists point to Megatherium, a massive prehistoric ground sloth, some 20 feet tall, that roamed South America thousands of years ago. Covered in thick fur and armed with massive claws, it was a living giant that could easily inspire terrifying legends. Though the Megatherium vanished thousands of years ago, the Mapinguari lives on in whispers and sightings. Because in a place this wild, some legends refuse to die. Number 6. The unicorn. You've probably seen unicorns in movies, cartoons, and fairy tales, glowing white horses with a shining horn, full of magic and mystery. But the idea of unicorns isn't just fantasy. For thousands of years, people around the world have told stories about a real creature with a single horn. Ancient travelers and scholars described a horse-like animal with one spiraled horn growing from its forehead. It was said to be swift, elusive, and impossible to capture. Many believed its horn had healing powers, able to cleanse poison or cure disease. Only the purest souls could even hope to see it. But could these stories be based on real animals? Some experts think yes. Creatures like the Indian rhinoceros with its single, powerful horn, or the Elasmotherium, a giant prehistoric rhino that roamed Eurasia tens of thousands of years ago, might have inspired the myth. Fossils show these rhinos had massive horns, very different from horses, but real enough to spark awe and fear. So maybe the unicorn wasn't just a dream. Maybe it's a memory of something that really walked the earth, a legend born from ancient encounters, still alive in stories today. And if you listen closely in the wild, maybe, just maybe, you'll hear the echo of a single horn cutting through the silence. Number 5. Dragons. Dragons are everywhere in movies like Game of Thrones, cartoons, and countless stories about fire-breathing beasts and flying monsters. But did dragons ever really exist like that? Across cultures and continents, ancient people told stories of massive, scaled creatures with wings that could block the sun and breath that could burn entire villages. In China, dragons symbolized power and good fortune, soaring through the skies as protectors. In Europe, they were fierce, dangerous beasts, often guarding treasure or threatening kingdoms. And in India and Mesopotamia, serpent-like dragons were both feared and worshipped. What's behind these stories? Some researchers believe that ancient discoveries of enormous fossils of dinosaurs, giant reptiles like Megalania, or massive flying pterosaurs may have sparked dragon legends. Though dragons as fire-breathing, winged monsters probably never flew the skies, the bones of their prehistoric relatives did, and those bones ignited imaginations that shaped myths across the world. So maybe dragons never vanished, they simply changed form, living on in our stories, reminding us of a time when real monsters walked the earth.